the Bible and the Quran also say put God in front of your family. Do you put God in front of your family?
Yes,
I don't. I never will.
I do.
How can you put a figure that you've never actually met above your own flesh and blood?
It's a belief system.
Okay.
Yeah. You got the people who are brought up eating other people.
What's the question?
And that's normal for them.
Do you put God above your own family?
Yeah.
Personally, I do not.
I do not either.
No.
You already answered that question, I believe, right? Do you put God in front of your own family?
I have a really interesting view on this, and this is just how I think. I think that God is in every man, and the devil is in every woman.
You something else, bro.
No, okay, hear me out. Who did the serpent talk to? He talked to Eve. And I think that, again, the natural order of the world is God, men, women, children. And I think the devil uses women to get to the men. So, and I think if women do not submit to the natural hierarchy of the world, they get the devil in them. And this was kind of a red pill where I realized that it's not daddy issues, it's mostly mommy issues when you get to the root of it. Most people like Kanye in front of our eyes, right? He thought he had daddy issues, but he really had mommy issues. That's a really common theme. And I think a lot of times the devil uses women to abuse the men and get to the men. And I think guys, when left to their own devices, really they're benevolent. They're benevolent. Think about it. They didn't have to let us vote. They didn't have to let us do anything. They could be us every
they
single
were
day.
manipulated.
No, but wait. But the thing is, if men get too out of line, they just kill each other. If you go around raping all these bitches, then some other guy's gonna kill you. Look at the Aztec Empire, right? The Aztec Empire was doing all the human sacrifice and crazy. Cortez came over with 400 men, got all the tribes together to fuck them up and took them all down.
Have you ever heard the term восемь?
No, I don't know.
The translation from Russian is 8 to 80. Ever heard that term?
No.
That was very common in World War II after the Russians invaded Berlin. They said 8 years old to 80-year-old grandmothers. They did not care. See, that's what happens when men lose wars, when your men are weak. Women start getting because that's exactly what happened when the Nazis lost and Germany was being taken over by Russian troops. They did not care. They anything that walked down 2 feet. Women were specifically cutting themselves with knives so they would look ugly, so they would not get. This is the reality of the situation when women have weak men around.
Well, and what I'm not saying that men don't do terrible things or men don't become evil at times, but usually those men were raised again by women. And so I think they get the spirit of the devil from the women. and usually if they get too evil, another group of men will come and take them out. Usually.
I like this take because I think women are adept. Women in a relationship with a man, they are like hounds. They will sniff out weakness. A woman will break any man's system, okay? That's what I believe. Women are system breakers. They're natural system breakers. If you're a man running a system on a woman, running game, running red pill, being toxic on purpose, trying to be unavailable, withdraw attention, all that bullshit, give it enough period of time and you will 100% crack under a woman's shit test. Because women, I do believe in a relationship, and this is kind of going in line with this is in lockstep with the evil component. I don't see it as evil because I see it as nature. And I honor nature above anything else. But I do think women are designed to constantly try to break and whittle a man down to nothing. And if he can withstand those tests constantly, he gets all the spoils and the riches.
I would tend to agree with you. I think that
because
sometimes a man has everything going for him. He's the top of the world. Everyone loves him. He's famous as hell, has all the money in the world. But when he gets back home, blah, 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 always arguing, always. And here's the thing. I want men to understand this. You can't please a woman. You don't try to please women. It doesn't matter what you give them. Over time, it's never going to be enough.
Exactly.
It's just the reality of the situation.
This is why I was saying you cannot fake being an alpha, because a woman will break your system. Yeah. It's going to happen. At some point, long enough time scale, woman will break out your system and snuff it out. They are the masters at it. So none of this shit can be faked. And to your point,
It can be fake for a little bit though.
100%. But here's the thing: if you trick a woman into loving you or liking you through game or somebody you're not, right? A persona. Let's say the persona wins the woman. When she tells you she loves you, you don't believe her. You can't believe her because you know.
If she knew the truth.
Exactly. So these guys end up self-sabotaging before they get discovered because they have that, what do you call it, imposter syndrome. So that's why these guys abandon the relationship, because they're like, they'll self-destruct. Guys will come to me all the time. They're like, Brute, I'm in love with this chick. Why can't I stop destroying the relationship? I'm like, this is one of those game guys. He tricked her, and he doesn't believe that it's built on a solid foundation. So he's got to bounce before she's inevitably going to find out that he was full of shit anyway.
Okay.
That's a common thing.